In the entire Z-mount ecosystem, the Nikon Z8 came closer to absolute perfection than anything Nikon had built in years. It wasn't the Z9's massive, outright flagship body. It wasn't the Z6 III's balanced, mid-range versatility. It was something far rarer, a camera that genuinely worked for an unusually wide range of serious photographers and filmmakers without making a single meaningful compromise for any of them. Welcome back to TECH VANTA. Today, we are diving deep into what is easily the most emotionally anticipated camera in Nikon's pipeline, the Nikon Z8 II. This isn't just another hyped rumor. The Z8 II is the one camera the widest cross-section of the Nikon community is waiting for. But the question everyone is actually asking is simple. Is the Nikon Z8 II actually coming anytime soon? The short answer is far more complicated than the clickbait rumor cycle wants you to believe. So before you hold off on buying your next setup, let's separate confirmed specs from internet fantasy. Let me be 100% transparent with you here on TECH VANTA. As of right now, there are zero hard confirmations. No official FCC filings, no MIIT registrations in China, and no supply chain leaks pointing to a Z8 II in active, late-stage development. What we do have is directional analysis, market logic, and Nikon's established tech trickle-down pattern. And that pattern actually tells us quite a lot. Nikon's EXPEED 7 processor-powered 6 cameras in 2 years, from the Z9 and Z8 to the ZF, Z6 III, Z5 II, and most recently the ZR. That is 6 cameras sharing the exact same processing architecture. The Z8 II will almost certainly jump to EXPEED 8, the next-generation engine that will debut in the Z9 II before trickling down. EXPEED 8 brings meaningfully faster sensor readout speeds, deeper AI inference for autofocus prediction, and improved power efficiency that directly addresses the original Z8's battery and thermal limitations. On the sensor side, don't expect a massive resolution jump. Community analysis points most credibly toward an upgraded 45.7 megapixel stack sensor. The same resolution class as the original Z8, but built on a next-generation architecture to improve readout speed and dynamic range. A drastic megapixel increase is unlikely because that space belongs to the Z7 III, which is actually the most overdue camera in Nikon's entire system at nearly 6 years without a successor. Beyond the engine, expect improved thermal management for sustained 8K recording, a newer, higher-capacity battery, EXPEED 8-driven autofocus with 9th-generation subject recognition, and dual CF Express Type B slots. The exact upgrade professional burst and video shooters have been asking for since the Z8 launched with a hybrid slot. And following Nikon's RED integration trajectory, a Z8 II could reasonably offer expanded RAW recording options, drawing directly on the R3D pipeline already proven in the ZR. Here's the core question this video exists to answer for you. Should you wait for the Z8 II, or should you buy something right now? The honest answer requires being upfront about something the rumor cycle consistently glosses over. The Z8 II faces a very real probability of not arriving in 2026 at all. Here is why. The Z8 II sitting uncomfortably close to the Z9 II in the lineup creates a massive business problem for Nikon. If the Z8 II launches before or alongside the Z9 II and carries a significant portion of the flagship's headline features, EXPEED 8, next-gen autofocus, advanced RED video features, it pulls sales away from the camera Nikon needs to sell at a higher margin first. That's not a rumor. That's how camera manufacturers have always managed their flagship to prosumer timing. To make matters more complex, the Z9 II itself is running behind schedule, reportedly due to sensor procurement complications and the technical difficulty of integrating RED's cinema architecture at the flagship level. If the Z9 II doesn't ship until 2027, the Z8 II is almost certainly a 2027 product as well. Meanwhile, the Z7 III creates zero cannibalization risk. It targets resolution-focused landscape and studio photographers rather than speed and cinema users. Nikon could announce a Z7 III tomorrow without undermining a single high-end video or action camera in their lineup. So if you're waiting for a Z8 II in 2026 specifically, the honest guidance from TECH VANTA is to temper that expectation. If you need a camera today, the original Z8 at its current reduced price represents extraordinary value. You get a 45.7 megapixel stack sensor, flagship class autofocus, 8K internal recording, and a body that has proven itself through 2 full years of heavy professional use. Buying it today, earning money with it, and selling it when the Z8 II eventually arrives is a far more financially sound path than waiting an indeterminate period for an unannounced camera. If you can genuinely wait and your current setup meets all your immediate needs, then hold off. The Z8 II will be worth it when it gets here. Let's wrap up with timing and pricing. Current analytical consensus places the Z8 II as a low-probability 2026 announcement and a much more probable 2027 shipping product. If the Z9 II receives any official communication in the second half of 2026, it is more likely to be a development announcement than an actual shipping camera, with the Z8 II following months later. On pricing, community analysis consistently points toward a launch figure between $4,299 and $4,499 in line with the original Z8's launch positioning while accounting for EXPEED and next-gen sensor investments. Anything significantly higher would collide directly with the Z9 series. At the end of the day, the Z8 II isn't the most technically ambitious camera Nikon is working on, that's the Z9 II. It isn't the most overdue camera in the lineup, that's the Z7 III. But it might be the most human camera on Nikon's roadmap. The one body that doesn't force you to choose between your stills career and your video ambitions. That is why this camera generates more genuine emotional investment than almost anything else in the industry. It is coming, the timing is uncertain, but when it arrives, the community will have been right to wait. Subscribe to TECH VANTA so you're here when the real news breaks. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.